I found out about the NRCS, a long time ago. I mean, you go first to the FSA office and they say, well, we got all these programs, you go with the NRCS. So that's how I got to learn about the NRCS. Plans that we've done over the years with the NRCS has been from drop nozzles, LIPA, just trying to be very efficient with the water itself from an irrigation standpoint. So that's always something that we really pay attention to. More recently, we've been putting in mixing ponds. And so a mixing pond is where you take clear water, for irrigation, and you add the lagoon water. So then we mix these two in a pond and then we irrigate with that.
My name's Reed Poling. I work as a zone engineer here in Zone 1 up in the Panhandle of Texas. United Ag Dairy contacted our service center in Plainview, Texas, and after they discussed what their needs were, they needed a mixing pond where they could mix their wastewater and fresh water and get it out to their pivots to help irrigate and put the nutrients out over their land. Robert got in touch with me and we worked on all the engineering details with United Ag with Robert's involvement.
I'm Robert Undercutcher. I'm the district conservationist here in Hale County. United Ag has been real good about when they come in, they kind of know what plan they have, what resource concerns they're looking to address, and then we just fit our practices there within the USDA program to help them meet our resource concerns.
Right now I'm working on a project that's a waste storage facility, a clay liner. We're putting in the concrete chute, putting in the pumping plant, and also all of the lines to get the water into the waste storage facility and to all the pivots. It's very similar to the pond behind me, about the same size actually, and will store a similar amount of water. We're always putting that into account. We size off of a little bit different design storm than we do on a traditional farming operation as well, and we got to make sure we follow those permitting requirements inside the dairy's permit.
I'm Brad Underwood. I'm a conservation agronomist for Zone 1 in NRCS in Texas. United Ag has done some very forward thinking on their irrigation systems. So these mixing ponds allow them to nozzle all their sprinklers at a constant level, which allows us to manage our nutrients very efficiently because the water comes into the mixing pond and then is pumped out to the pivot at one uniform rate. They've also been very forward thinking with irrigation systems. All their pivot sprinklers are on LIPA right now, which is one of our more efficient irrigation systems. LIPA is above 90% efficient with its application.
I think dairies come and work with NRCS. It is partly because our expertise. These dairies know what they want to do out here. They have an idea, but to make sure they stay within their permits, make sure they're meeting laws, they come to us with help for that, as well as the private companies that they work with, as well as some of our financial incentives that work for us. It makes them have the ability to operate their dairy the way they need to operate it.
The working together with the NRCS has been really good. You come in the door and I know who I'm going to talk to, and so they already know what I'm thinking and what direction I go. So that's been really, really helpful. And now also for the next generation, right? They're kind of a little intimidated maybe, by going in there. Well, there's just that connection. So we'll talk to this person about water troughs for your beef cows, fencing. There's so much available where you can get that support.
Yeah, I think it's really pretty important if you look at United Dairy Farm and the fact that it's a family farm, and Leo's really worked hard to set it up to where if his children wanted to be in the ag industry, they can do as such. And it's also really good to see a second generation coming in and doing it at the level they're doing it. It's really pretty impressive in my opinion.
The dairy farm, it's 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Christmas, New Year, blizzard, hot day, it doesn't matter. You're always on. We're still a family operation. Our kids have gone to the dairy when they were probably a week old. They just went out with my wife to feed the baby calves, and so they've been around it. They started working, at little chores, and now they've come to a point where they are taking a certain area in the dairy and just take something that they really like in the operation.
My name is Michelle Reina. I'm Leo and Christina's daughter. I grew up on the dairy, and so my part on the dairy here is I help them with reproduction and genetic planning, and I work a couple days a month just to keep everything on track. It's important because we're providing healthy and safe food products for consumers.
My name is Daniel Reina. I am in charge of equipment and parlor maintenance and management here at Dairy Fountain. I strictly work only on equipment, and in the parlor I don't have to work with the animal side of it. It's not necessarily my forte, but you know, it's nice because then there's someone else in the family that can work with the cows. So I get to do what I enjoy working on.
I just feel really fortunate that I get to do what I get to do every day, you know. And it's not that I have to get up, but I'm allowed to get up, and I get to do this, you know, and live, you know, live my life the way I'm able to live it. That's what I enjoy, working with the cows and with the people, and being able to do it with my family. That's just that's a great reward already by itself. So.